everybody. I have another pocket letter that I wanted to share with you. This one will be going out to Sue Ann Thomason today after I get everything stuffed in. This is pre-goodies being in there. If she wants to share with you the goodies that she got, she's welcome to. I wanted to film this before I stuffed it full of other stuff. So, Sue Ann and I kind of had like an anything goes type theme going on, but I noticed on her channel description here on YouTube it said that she loves pink and she loves vintage stuff. So I thought, well, I'll just kind of go for a little bit of a shabby vintage theme. So this is what I've come up with, and trying to avoid the glare, and it's not happening. So we'll fold it up. First of all, there's this little clothespin chalkboard thing. This was one of those heart clothespins from Michael's. I just added a little paper banner and a flower to it. So all the papers that I've used on here are from the DCWV French Country Stack. And I also have used a technique in here that Crafty Arena has recently shown in a video, using up your scraps with some border strips and stuff. So I'll point that out when I get to it. This card here was wrapped with some wide lace. I used a scallop circle punch and a circle punch to punch out the papers. Stamped sweet on the paper. Added some pearls and a flower. So this tag was just one of some that I had. I think they're Paper Studio. I embossed it with a portion of a big floral stamp that I had and used some swirl stamps to stamp in gray over the top, and then just tied a little bit of lace on it. This is something I've been including in my pocket letters. This is a shape that I cut from my silhouette, and it's the shape of the state of Idaho, since that's where I'm from. And then the little vellum piece that overlays it says "Hello from Idaho." This center section, there is a little shaker in here, and I didn't have a die to cut out the center portion of it. What I had done was I actually used a stamp, this Stampability stamp, and I stamped it out, and then I went in with an X-Acto knife and just cut around the edges of the frame to create the shape with it. So this image is one that I got from the Graphics Fairy. I don't think it's picking up on it. I did spray it with some of the sparkle mist that I have. So it does have, it's a real sheer shimmer, but it's on there. And then I used a Fisker's punch to punch a scalloped border. Everything has been inked with the Prima chalk inkers and Attic Dust. And then I just added some pearls to the scallops. So this, I cut a circle. This is one of those border strips I was telling you about that Crafty Arena had talked about. I added a lace flower. This is from Prima, and this is a Prima wood leaf right there. And then the bottom section, a scallop punch, a little flag that's stamped with happiness. This comes from a Paper Tray ink stamp set, another one of those little borders. I used that scallop border punch that I'd used before to punch a couple of strips of paper, and then I made this little rosette. The envelope and the letter were printed on my computer. And then I cut the little cup and the hearts on my silhouette, and then punched a little scalloped circle to put behind it on that one. So then on the back side, on the back of the state one, there's this little About Me section that I had just printed off, and there's nothing on there that I'm like concerned about you guys seeing. You pretty much know it all anyway. Another of those border strips, a little banner. This one says Smiles. A circle that I punched out, and then this is a Prima button right there. This is another image from the Graphics Fairy. Again, this was sprayed with the sparkle mist, but it's a sheer shimmer on there. So the center section, some banners. couple of circles that were punched out and another of those border strips. This is the back side of that shaker with it. And on the back side, instead of using acetate, I used some vellum. So when this page is lying in the book, the whole purpose with the vellum is when this page is lying in a book, I didn't want it to be completely see-through because then you'd see what was behind it. But the vellum gives it that appearance of being see-through without being like full-on see-through, and having the pattern of whatever the paper is behind it being distraction with it. Another image, I used the scallop border punch just to edge out the image. Some banners, the border strip, and the scallop circle again, and more banners. So this is the back side. I tuck my goodies on the back side of the card, and I just like to have it decorated up so that when they take the goodies out, this is still a pretty piece of something to look at with it. So, like this one's going to be the tea bag, and then there's going to be a piece of chocolate and just stuff under the sweet, and you know, just different stuff like that. But I just like to have everything done with it when I do it, and that's just me. I'm a lot pickier with myself than I am with anybody else. So anyway, that is the pocket letter that I'm sharing today. I am going to include some pictures here at the end of this letter, as well as 2 others that I did that I had to get in the mail before I had a chance to do a video. So watch for those here at the end, and thanks for watching. Bye.